Chapter uno. No. Lin Ran awoke abruptly from a harrowing nightmare. Her pallid visage was drenched in beads of cold sweat, and she trembled uncontrollably from the terror of her dream. Why had she dreamt of the past once more? 5 years prior, the apocalypse had descended upon the world. Her younger brother, Xiao Zhe, had perished due to a mere cold, forever trapped in the frigid waves that followed the cataclysm 6 months later. Their parents had succumbed to the zombie tide that ravaged the first year of the apocalypse. Fortuitously, she had survived and awakened her spatial and electrical abilities in the second year, establishing the second largest base, the Purple Light Base, alongside her university crush, Yilan. Naturally, she and Yilan had become a couple. Just when she believed that her suffering had ended and that they would remain blissfully together, she was betrayed during a mission by Yilan and a woman, sold to a dreadful laboratory. Those mad scientists drained her blood and mutilated her flesh day and night. She was now more pitiable than a lab rat. I wish I could set this place ablaze and cleanse it, she thought, her eyes filled with hatred as she gritted her teeth. Hiss, hiss. Her reverie was interrupted by a sound emanating from the man opposite her. Lin Ran looked over to find her cellmate in a dire state. His handsome face was terrifyingly pale, and his eyes were so red they appeared on the verge of bleeding. His eyes had been red before, but never to such a horrifying extent. He was clearly unwell. Yet, Lin Ran thought that despite his ghastly appearance, his face was irresistibly beautiful. It was as if his visage had been kissed by the divine, with sharp angles that defined him. But who would dare believe that such a person could be a zombie, and a rational zombie king at that? His name was Jiang Chun, the former leader of the foremost base, the Sharp Blade, possessing abilities of gold, wood, water, fire, and earth. Under his command, even she and Yilan had only been able to admire from afar. However, he had made one grave mistake. He had misplaced his trust in a small-minded individual. Perhaps it could be said he had misjudged a person. Indeed, humanity could be the most despicable and shameless of creatures. Jiang Chun, a zombie king himself, retained his humanity. He loved and pitied humans. In the past few years, he had disguised himself as a human, leading them to establish the largest Sharp Blade survival base. But when that so-called friend revealed his identity as the Zombie King, those he had once protected turned against him. At the time, she had heard this news while at the Purple Light Base, unable to believe that someone as extraordinary as Jiang Chun could be the Zombie King. Yet, so what if he was a Zombie King? He had never harmed humanity, yet humanity had brought about his demise. It was only a year after her arrival here that she discovered Jiang Chun had not perished as rumored, but rather, like her, had been confined within this research facility. Fire? Lin Ran looked once more at the man across from her. Jiang Chun gazed at her with those crimson eyes, his expression serious, as if comprehending the meaning behind her words. A smirk of intrigue played at Lin Ran's lips. How amusing it was that the Zombie King could understand her now. Hadn't he just been reduced to a lower zombie state due to the provocations of those mad scientists? Do you wish to burn this place down? The man's voice, slightly hoarse, reached her ears. Lin Ran was taken aback. He could truly speak again. She stared intently at him, then burst into laughter. Ha, yes. I want to incinerate this place. Let it and all these people accompany me to the grave. What do you think? Sounds splendid. Let us set a fire, Jiang Chun replied, a smile curving his lips, and a glimmer of starlight shone in his captivating eyes. As Lin Ran became entranced by his gaze, a spark erupted in the palm of his hand. Soon, flames engulfed their surroundings, including the resilient vines that bound Lin Ran tightly. Let's go. Jiang Chun had somehow freed himself from his restraints, and with his limbs slightly stiff from regression, he supported Lin Ran as they made their way toward the exit. Warning! Warning! Test subjects 001 and 002 have breached containment. All units, take caution. These subjects are extremely dangerous. If spotted, eliminate them on sight. Leave no survivors. Footsteps echoed from the corridor, evidently heading towards them. As Jiang Chun opened the door, a surge of purple lightning struck at the approaching figures. Wherever it passed, they were reduced to cinders. Such destructive power filled Lin Ran with admiration. This was the might of the Zombie King. How did your abilities return? Her own powers had long since been drained by those scientists, Yet Jiang Chun could wield such formidable abilities. How was it possible? I'm burning my core. Burning the core? So that was a mutually assured destruction tactic. Without a core, the zombie could not survive long, much like a human without blood. Jiang Chun likely had no desire to live any longer. That was just fine. If one could not live well, then let them leave this world in a spectacular blaze alongside these individuals. Jiang Chen's magnetic voice resonated above Lin Ran, filled with allure. Did you not wish to set fire and perish with them? Let's obliterate this place. Obliterate. What a beautiful word. Upon hearing his words, Lin Ran's lips curled into a sweet yet sinister smile. All right, Jiang Chun, let us head to the main control room. Countless researchers and ability users blocked their path, attempting to eliminate them, but Jiang Chun dealt with them effortlessly. Finally, they arrived at the control room before Jiang Chun exhausted his strength. Lin Ran located the self-destruct mechanism within the control room. As she pressed the button, she caught sight of Yulan outside the control room through the monitors. His expression was one of terror, and he shouted something, attempting to force the door open and rush in. Having collaborated for years, he undoubtedly understood her intentions. Alas, Lin Ran's hand had already initiated the self-destruction. How laughable! This laboratory, which had instilled fear in countless ability users, was concealed within their very purple light base. Boom! A tremendous explosion reverberated from the depths of the earth, triggering a colossal blast. Intense flames danced before Lin Ran's eyes, rendering them even more captivating. As you wished, was this inferno not exquisite? Jiang Chen's icy voice whispered in her ear, utterly delightful. Absolutely stunning. Thank you, Jiang Chun. Lin Ran's eyes sparkled with madness, poised on the brink of annihilation, causing Jiang Chen's heart to tremble. No need for gratitude. I too have longed to cleanse this place with fire. Yet, it is somewhat regrettable. My name is Jiang Chun, but I seem to have yet to learn yours. A radiant smile blossomed on Lin Ran's face. I am Lin. Her response was drowned out by a deafening explosion before she could repeat herself. Words fled her lips. In the 6th year of the apocalypse, a massive explosion occurred at a research facility beneath the purple light base, leveling a significant portion of the base. Moreover, the base leader, Yulan, tragically perished in the explosion. This catastrophe dealt a devastating blow to the purple light base, which succumbed to a massive zombie tide a week later, having lost its leader and most of its infrastructure. Woo woo woo. It seemed she had dreamt of something terrifying, as 2 crystalline tears glistened at the corners of Lin Ran's eyes. Sister, why are you crying like a dog? Sister, please wake up. Clap, clap, clap. Sister, it's just a breakup. Why are you so heartbroken over a nightmare? In her slumber, Lin Ran felt a sharp pain on her delicate cheek. What reckless thing had dared to strike her face? Instinctively, she swung her hand toward the assailant. Lin Ran's sharp eyes flew open to find her younger brother, Lin Zhe, sitting on the floor, covering his face with a look of grievance. The right side of Lin Zhe's face was alarmingly red, glistening with unshed tears. She stared blankly at her hand. The sensation from moments ago felt so real. So real it was as if she had not been dreaming at all. Wait, could it be that this was not a dream? The thought sent a wave of excitement coursing through Lin Ran, causing her to tremble in anticipation as she desperately sought to verify this reality. But how could she do that? She had it. People often said that dream figures do not feel pain, right? Then perhaps she should test it once more. With that in mind, Lin Ran turned her gaze back to the person sitting on the floor, her stare causing Lin Zhe to flinch slightly. Sister, what do you want? You can't continue to abuse me, tell Mom. She want. Before he could finish, Lin Zhe's left cheek turned equally crimson. Lin Zhe stared wide-eyed in disbelief at his cruel sister. Sister, why do you treat me this way? Are you not aware that your actions may cost you your brother? I am your brother, not that scoundrel Yining. You cannot vent your frustrations on me simply because of your heartbreak. Woo woo woo, I shall go tell Mom. Lin Zhe, feeling wronged, covered his face and dashed out. Lin Ran watched her brother's retreating figure and suddenly sprang up from a bed. It is real. The sensations and pain she just experienced are undeniably genuine. Although it was Lin Zhe who bore the brunt of the beating, the force was mutual. Her hand was quite sore as well. She has truly been reborn. You despicable sister. I will report you to Mom. I will deduct your pocket money. As Lin Ran listened to Lin Zhe's outrageous cries resonating from the living room, tears streamed down her face. Heaven has truly smiled upon her, granting her a second chance. Her brother is still here. Her family remains intact. How splendid. By the way, what time is it now? Lin Ran hurriedly leaned over the bed, searching, and finally found her phone beneath the pillow. May 21st, 2043. It is precisely the day after May 20th, and there are 3 months left until the apocalypse descends. She still has time. With this thought, Lin Ran's tears cascaded down like a broken dam. She rose to her feet and rushed out of the bedroom. Lin Zhe was sulking in the living room, cooling his swollen face with 2 packaged green bean ice creams, looking utterly comical. That wretched sister. Her strength is tremendous. She must have mistaken him for a scoundrel. If she has the courage, she should confront the real scoundrel instead. Why take it out on him? It feels so unfair. Oof. I shall never acknowledge her again. Suddenly, Lin Zhe spotted Lin Ran rushing out of the bedroom, her face awash with tears, and his heart skipped a beat. Then, an uncontrollable surge of anger welled up within him. Sister, what did that scoundrel Yi Ning do to you? I shall go teach him a lesson. No, it's not his fault. Then why are you crying? Upon hearing this response, Lin Zhe felt an increase in the pain on his face. Lin Ran wiped her tears and sniffled. I just dreamt that you died. Lin Zhe, why does it feel like he has been scolded by his own sister again? He suddenly blurted out, Sister, did you dream that I alone died, or did others perish as well? Is everyone from our school safe? Is our principal all right? Is our homeroom teacher still around? Lin Zhe, a 17-year-old sophomore with a simple mind and athletic build, feared no one more than the homeroom teacher, and the principal. Was she suggesting they might be gone too? Lin Ran blinked away her tears, rolling her eyes at her brother's nonsensical inquiries, and asked, What about Mom and Dad? Mom and Dad? Sister, you must be confused. They are certainly at the store. It's the weekend, and the shop is quite busy today. Only then did Lin Ran suddenly remember, yes, it is the weekend, and her parents are occupied at the store. Her father, Lin Ran, is a manager at a financial company, while her mother has opened a medium-sized supermarket. Although their business does not rival that of larger supermarkets, the foot traffic on weekends is still quite considerable. Despite earning a decent salary, her father still assists her mother at the store on weekends, adhering to his classic adage, one must cherish one's wife. Whenever he is not working overtime, he helps at the store, leaving the 2 children to entertain themselves at home. Thus, only the siblings remain in the house at present. Sister, are you not going to apologize for hitting me? Lin Zhe, with his big, watery eyes, voiced his grievances. However, Lin Ran paid no heed to his words.